Well, Johnny SeXtOn has joined the coaching staff of the 2025 British and Irish Lions. This is not some news I thought we were going to be getting, and the number one question is this nepotism? No. This is not biased towards Leinster, it's not jobs for the boys, it's about doing what is best for the team and their ability to win. Johnny SeXtOn is going to be a guy who's filling in a few gaps, you see, guys. The only member of the Lions coaching staff who has actually been on a Lions tour as a player before is Simon Easterby, and that was the 2005 tour where they got absolutely smashed, and Clive Woodward never coached again after that tour. While Andy Farrell has been on 2 Lions tours before as an assistant coach, he just wants a bit more balance in his coaching staff, I believe, in regards to previous Lions tour experience. What you have to do as a head coach first is get assistant coaches who are aligned in coaching philosophy with you. That's why John DL and Simon Easterby are both hugely in favour, of 2 open side flankers in the starting lineup. That's why Richard Wigglesworth and Andrew Goodman are both very big on the kick chase, and that works brilliantly with the fact that the 2 forwards coaches want dual open side flankers. They're the guys who can win the ball back after the kick chases. And so what does Johnny SeXtOn have in common with all of these guys? That's the answer that we're going to be looking for in today's video. Johnny SeXtOn as a player was obsessed with winning, and I don't think anybody who knows what he's like has ever questioned that before. Johnny SeXtOn achieved a heck of a lot for the Irish during his playing days. He played over 100 tests, scored over 1,000 points, and if not for Sam Whitelock, the greatest rugby player that has ever lived, he could have potentially become a World Cup champion. Johnny SeXtOn as a player also went on 2 Lions tours. The 2013 tour there, to Australia, or as victorious. He also went to the tour in 2017 to New Zealand with Owen Farrell as his inside centre, SeXtOn as the fly half. SeXtOn knows what it's like to get victories on a Lions tour, and this is a gap in the market for not only Andy Farrell's coaching ticket, all of whom are incredibly green when it comes to experience on Lions tours, and also this is a counter-measurement to Australia, who do not have a lot of players left over from the last Lions tour. The Lions, by contrast, have the likes of Talupi Faletau, Owen Farrell, Maro Itoje, Jamie George, who are all respectively vying for both the 4th tours and 3rd Lions tours. This is a huge advantage in which they can catch out the Wallabies. The Wallabies are a green team with a lot of inexperienced players. Going towards experience is a great thing that the Lions can do to counteract the Wallabies. While in the hour since this news is broken, I've seen lots of comments regarding SeXtOn's inexperience as a coach, this is not true. As this BBC article here says, the 5 times Six Nations winner has been working with Ireland in a casual coaching capacity since last November's Autumn Nations series and will take up a full-time position with the Irish Rugby Football Union from 1st August. His new role with the IRFU will involve coaching the senior men's team, while he will also work with various men's and women's age grade sides. As I'm not in the mood to play politics, we're not going to go into the rest of this article, but SeXtOn, being a person involved with the Pathways system, also coaching the senior men, will be a great resource for the Irish to help track the progress of their prospects and help them with a more seamless transition into the men's team. While lots of people complain about bias towards Leinster, bias towards the Crusaders, bias towards Saracens, it is not bias, it is a game of getting cohesion. If players know how to win as a combination together, you stick that combination together. Combinations are not found plucked out of thin air, they are built. That is how Warren Gatland won a Grand Slam with Wales in his first 6 Nations as their coach. That is how Scott Robertson won a trophy with the Crusaders in Super Rugby in his first year. Heaps of those players in that lineup he'd coached previously at Canterbury. The Lions massively overperformed expectations in 2017, and that's because lots of the spine was built up by the club Saracens. England again massively overperformed in the 2019 World Cup because they were also built around the Saracens spine. Guys like Billy Vunipola, Jamie George, Mara Itoje, and Owen Farrell with Elliot Daly at fullback are just a few examples to name a few. And when we look to settle a Lions starting 15, most of those spine members are from Ireland and most also from Leinster, except they don't have a fly half with enough experience to slot in with this group. This is where Johnny Sexton comes in. If they feel they lack experience at 10, he can be a great off-field mentor for them. I strongly suspect that while Johnny Sexton's main role during trainings will be as a goal-kicking coach and a field-kicking coach, he's also going to be there to provide a lot of off-field mentorship, because he can pass down his words of advice as to what it's like to win a series in Australia. He can pass down his advice of what it's like to be under pressure. And of course, if Owen Farrell does get injured again, if Finn Russell is deemed surplus to requirements, the 10s behind those two are likely to have never been on a Lions tour before. Finn Smith, Marcus Smith, Sam Prendergast, they've never been on Lions tours before. And so what better way to have them get up to scratch than have a guy like Johnny Sexton in there as an assistant coach, having only recently retired for himself there rather, he'll be able to pass down so much advice for these guys. While lots of people think this is nepotism, I think it is a good call. Johnny Sexton understands Andy Farrell's system, he will be able to help the fly halves get up to scratch with Andy Farrell's system, and he is aligned in philosophy with Andy Farrell's coaching ticket. He strongly believes in a very structured game, and as I've said in over 30 videos on this channel, he basically acted as an on-field coach in the latter years of his playing career. He's been destined for this for a long time, and it's going to be very interesting with the value he can add not only to the Irish, but to the British and Irish Lions. Thank you very much for watching today's video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one for a pool of 80+ players who can make the Lions. Cheers, team.